Hi, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have unboxing of the Realme 14 Pro. Let's get started. This device has just been announced in Mexico. Honestly, the price has surprised me for bad because the year, not even last year, because 6 months ago was presented the Realme 13 Pro Plus in Mexico. But notice the difference between the Pro Plus model and the Pro model because now this device is even slightly more expensive than the last generation in its Pro Plus edition. So it's a device that I personally consider not so attractive in price. The base model costs 9,999 pesos in Mexico. On screen you have the reference price in dollars just to give you an idea. But remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. That for the 256GB storage edition. But there is also a 512 version that raises its price to 12,999 pesos, which will make it even more difficult to compete. But before we go on talking about all this, let's take a moment to get to know it better, so you can share your conclusions with me in the comments below. Let's start by taking the device out of the box and we find this small envelope. Inside, we're gonna see that it has some good content. Apparently, we find quick guides and papers that have been around for a lifetime. What else do we have here? There's the key to remove the tray, and finally it also comes with a holster. This is consistently a positive aspect. In this specific instance, it is a robust case. It provides no transparency whatsoever and is entirely flexible with semi-rigid edges. It's important to note that there is no cover on the side of the USB port, so I believe the case is well equipped, which is always beneficial. I would assume it will include a charger. The mere inclusion of a case suggests that the packaging will not be ultra minimalist like with some other manufacturers. Let's see what else we can find here, because up next is the device itself. So let's take it out of this bag and have a look. In this case, I have the gray edition, but there's something really important about this device. The white edition has a unique feature. It can change the color of its back cover when exposed to cold temperatures. So, when you're in a cold environment, it will appear one color, and in warmer environments, it will look like another color. The gray edition doesn't change color, but has an ultra soft, rubber-like touch. It's a nice, unique feel not found in other phones. Let's power on the phone and check the box contents. And while it powers on, here's the charger and cable. Take note that this charger is 45 watts and features superb charging capabilities. Also, be aware that it includes a USB-A port on one side and the cable has a USB-C connector on the other side. It's not the most modern experience, but remember to always use the original charger to ensure the fastest possible charging speed. The box contents are quite satisfactory and we really can't complain about that. It comes well equipped, as I mentioned, with a reliable charger, a case, and everything you need to enjoy a great experience. Alright, so next we're going to dive into the specifications of the cell phone. It's already set up right here, so let's take a closer look at its specs. The thickness measures at 779mm and it weighs 181.5 G. This is for the gray color edition, but the edition that changes color is actually thinner and lighter because it features a glass cover. Something quite significant regarding its resistance is that it boasts an IP69 rating, making it highly resistant to water. You will even find an underwater mode in the camera, as this manufacturer includes it. The device is promoted as being able to take pictures underwater, which is something that not all waterproof devices boast. So it is interesting, this ability that the device has underwater. You can control it with the buttons, and when you get out of the water, it emits a noise through the speaker to remove the water that has been there. This device has a curved screen of 6.77 inches in its diagonal, has OLED technology, and offers us full HD resolution with 120 Hz on it. Refresh rate, and with a peak of 4500 nits when viewing HDR content or 1400 nits overall. Then on screen it doesn't disappoint either. In fact, fortunately we also find stereo sound with a speaker on the bottom and another speaker in the earpiece area for calls, with a secondary output on the frame. As first impressions, the sound is strong, has a 300x10 volume mode that what it does is to increase the gain, although mostly it is. The sound increases in the mid frequencies, which means the quality isn't very nice, but it is extremely loud. The front camera has 16 megapixels with an f aperture of 2.4 and a fixed focus. As you usually do, you're seeing the screenshot before snapping the picture and then viewing the final result. Luckily, it balances highlights and shadows quite well. In my opinion, the colors are not entirely 100% accurate. It appears in this instance to have a cooler color rendition than what was actually present in reality, but that's just my observation. If you're not too demanding in your selfies, it will satisfy your needs. However, if you are more demanding, if you are going to perceive that the photo quality is not so high. On the back, it seems to have 3 cameras, but what do you think? It only has 1. We are talking about the 50 megapixel main camera, which fortunately has a Sony IMX882 sensor of very good quality. The lens features an aperture of f1.8, and in this particular case, it clearly includes optical stabilization as well as autofocus. Next, we encounter what is claimed to be a monochrome camera. Though its practical usefulness is quite negligible, it merely serves the purpose of giving the appearance of having 3 cameras. Additionally, there's another small circle that doesn't really serve any function. Let's examine the evidence closely. Fortunately, as I mentioned, the integrated camera performs exceptionally well, resulting in photo quality that appears impressive, which is a very positive aspect given the price range. Note that in 52mm photographs, it doesn't seem to maintain 100% optical quality, but it does keep a good level of detail. And you're now looking at 5 times zoom photography, where the device still provides good image quality. Currently, you're seeing the 10 times zoom photo of 261mm, which I would say should be the maximum because you start to notice a lot of quality loss. However, the device supports 20 times zoom photography, where evidently the result isn't nice and you see a very low level of detail. In this regard, the Realme 13 Pro Plus represents the latest generation, yet its Pro Plus edition greatly exceeds expectations by providing a significantly superior quality zoom. Unfortunately, there is no zoom or ultra-wide camera here, which is quite disappointing for this price range. Regarding video recording, the front camera does not support 4K, offering only Full HD at 30 frames per second, which is certainly not ideal. On the rear camera, however, we can achieve 4K, although it is limited to 30. It's a bit slow on frames per second, but in that regard, it delivers well. Fortunately, the battery has a 6000 mAh capacity and supports 45-watt charging with charger included in the box. In that sense, it regains a bit of appeal it had lost in the camera, which is very simple as the battery is quite large, and despite that, the device is still very slim and very light. We will have to put the battery to the test to know if it is really going to offer us good battery life, but I will tell you about that in my comprehensive video review. This device comes equipped with Android 15 and realme UI 6. Fortunately, it includes the latest version of the operating system. Additionally, note that the device also incorporates some artificial intelligence tools such as the Object Eraser. It will also feature another Ultra Clarity mode designed to enhance the resolution of certain photos. However, the rest of the features I will discuss in detail in the video review. We will find versions with either 8 or 12 GB of RAM and storage options of 256 or 512 GB. As you can see, I have the top edition, which as I mentioned is more expensive. I believe it is a device with both very strong points and very weak points, so you will need to evaluate what you prioritize. Finally, the processor is the Dimensity 7300 Energy by MediaTek. This processor does not seem extremely powerful. In Geekbench, it scored 1004 points in single core and 2870 points in multi-core, just to give you an idea. Would give a performance more or less like the Exynos 1380 that had the Galaxy A54. Similar to the Snapdragon 770 88G that we saw included in many devices in years past. So it's definitely not a bad processor, but usually this brand offers us more powerful processors at tighter prices, but this model specifically is not gonna surprise for its price. But hey, this has just been a first look, and now that we are seeing it up close, another highlight is its triple flash. That might provide a bit more illumination, however, for now we have arrived at the conclusion of this video. If you enjoyed it, you know you can show your appreciation. Soon we will present a video review, so until next time, see you.